Touch the leg. Welcome to Tibet This Week, weekly news bulletin on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. His Holiness the Dalai Lama attends long life prayer offering by Tibet support groups in India. Central Tibetan Administration commemorates 67th Tibetan National Uprising Day in Dharamshala. Special International Tibet Support Groups meeting concludes, adopts Dharamshala Declaration. 8th All India Tibet Support Group Conference convenes in Dharamshala. Education Kalon leads 57th Governing Body meeting of Tibetan Children's Educational and Welfare Fund. Australian Parliament condemns China's repressive policies in Tibet and rejects interference in His Holiness the Dalai Lama's reincarnation. Representative Tsering Yangkey delivers time for reflection address at Scottish Parliament. Office of Tibet Brussels organized Belgium Young Minds Meet for the third time. Weekly Lookout Year of Compassion. Marking the 90th birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, for the first time, Indians from different states of India offered long life prayers to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. On Wednesday this week, more than 400 members of the All India Tibet support groups paid their respect to His Holiness the Dalai Lama by offering a long life prayer and presenting His Holiness with Karuna Ratna, meaning jewel of compassion, in recognition of his lifelong dedication to world peace, compassion, and the promotion of India's ancient spiritual heritage. The ceremony also featured traditional folk performances from Arunachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, adding cultural highlights to the event.
Proceed for a world march to eradicate terrorism throughout the world now.
Tibetans and Tibet supporters all around the world observed the 67th anniversary of Tibetan National Uprising Day on Tuesday this week. The Central Tibetan Administration commemorated the day at the Tsuklakhan courtyard in Dharamshala. The ceremony remembered those who sacrificed their lives and reaffirmed the Tibetan people's continued struggle for freedom and justice. Chief guests at the commemoration included Professor Dr. Hans-Gert Pöttering, former President of the European Parliament, Senator Yuri Oberpfälzer, Vice President of the Czech Senate, and Honorable Member of Parliament Michael Brandt, German Parliamentary State Secretary. They were joined by a diverse group of special guests, including Brian Joseph, Vice President of National Endowment for Democracy, Teng Lai, a prominent Australian journalist, Shri Rinjin Khandrokrimi, National Convener for Core Group for Tibetan Coast India, Alice Parma of Italy, Dr. Webke Winter of Germany, Juris Williams of Latvia, and Senator Yiri Tasek. Sikyong Pemba Tsering and Speaker Khenpo Sonam Temple delivered the official statements of the Kasha and the Tibetan Parliament in exile. In their addresses, international guests expressed solidarity with Tibetan people and emphasized the importance of protecting Tibet's culture, religion, and identity. They also called on the international community to hold China accountable for human rights violations in Tibet and to support the Tibetan people's aspirations for freedom and justice. That morning, His Holiness the Dalai Lama met with international delegations attending the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising Day. The visiting delegation in the next day visited the seat of the Central Tibetan Administration and met with Central Tibetan Administration leadership. Following the official commemoration of the Tibetan National Uprising Day, members of parliament from Germany, the Czech Republic, Latvia, and the former president of the European Parliament spoke at a press conference expressing their continued support for Tibetan cause and the rights of the Tibetan people. Tibetans and Tibet supporters around the world also commemorated the day by organizing peace marches, peaceful protests outside Chinese embassies, and public gatherings. These events were held across Tibetan settlements and major cities in India, Europe, Japan, Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The participants of the Special International Tibet Support Group's meeting adopted Dharamshala Declaration, sending a strong message affirming their united and unwavering commitment to stand in solidarity with Tibetan people in their struggle for freedom, justice, and the preservation of the Tibetan distinct national identity. The declaration, made public through a press conference last Saturday, also endorsed His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's 2nd July 2025 statement on reincarnation and reaffirmed the exclusive authority of the 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 Trust on the matter. More than 100 members of the Tibet support groups from 32 different countries gathered in Dharamshala for a special international Tibet support groups meeting held from 7 to 9 March 2026. During the inaugural ceremony, 𝒉𝒃 Tsering highlighted the crucial role played by Tibet support groups worldwide in raising awareness about Tibet and advocating for the rights and aspirations of the Tibetan people. He noted that continued growth of Tibet support groups around the world is largely the result of the lifelong efforts and moral leadership of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Prominent Tibet supporter Rijit Kher emphasized the universal values at the heart of the Tibetan struggle. He said the movement is not only political or cultural but also universal effort grounded in compassion and the shared responsibility of humanity. Rinjin Khanto Krimi stressed that a message through this international conference must reach across the world that we are all for Tibet until the Tibetan cause is amicably resolved. On the final day, the participants were granted an audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama before reconvening for the closing ceremony. The event featured remarks from German Member of Parliament Michael Brandt and Czech Senator 𝑚𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕, who both reaffirmed their solidarity with Tibetan people and emphasized the importance of protecting Tibet's unique culture, language, and identity. Kalon 𝒉𝒊𝒔, as the head of organizing committee, said the three-day meeting marked the beginning of renewed global efforts to resolve the Sino-Tibet conflict and support the aspirations of the Tibetan people. While thanking the participants, she emphasized the importance of global solidarity and stronger international cooperation to pursue peaceful resolution to the Sino-Tibet conflict. During the three-day meeting, participants held discussions on current situation inside Tibet, strategies to counter China's misinformation on Tibet, and ways to strengthen global advocacy efforts. Participants also explored avenues for closer coordination and collaboration among Tibet support groups across different countries. The conference was convened by Core Group for Tibetan Cause India and facilitated by Department of Information and International Relations of the Central Tibetan Administration. The Core Group for Tibetan Cause India also convened its 8th All India Tibet Support Group Conference for 2 days in Dharamshala yesterday, with participations of more than 300 members from Tibet support groups across India.
India, like any other free country, will have to stand up for the values that it so cherishes. Otherwise, tomorrow, freedom would be knocking on your door as well. Because China is not only talking about China these days, China is talking about global initiatives, global civilizational initiatives, global security initiatives, global developmental initiatives, and they want to redefine everything, what the world is saying now, with the changing global politics and global order right now.
The leadership of Central Tibetan Administration, 𝒉𝒃 Tsering Speaker Khyentse Temple, Kalon 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 of Department of Security, and Kalon 𝒉𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 of Department of Information and International Relations addressed the inaugural and valedictory sessions of the conference, along with leaders of Tibet support groups in India, convener and regional conveners of the Core Group for Tibetan Cause India and National President of India-Tibet Friendship Society. The conference featured a series of discussions focusing on India's role in the Sino-Tibet conflict and strategies to strengthen Tibet support groups across the country. Kalon Dolma, Minister of the Department of Education, Central Tibetan Administration, chaired the 57th Governing Body meeting of the Tibetan Children's Educational and Welfare Fund on Monday this week. During the meeting, members reviewed the progress and achievements related to resolutions adopted during the previous Governing Body meeting. On 10th March 2026, marking the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising, Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China co-chair Deborah O'Neill introduced a cross-party motion on Tibet in the Australian Senate, highlighting growing international concern over the human rights situation in Tibet and the need to protect Tibetan cultural and religious identity. An identical motion was also passed earlier in the Australian House of Representatives on 5th March 2026. The initiative makes Australia the first country within the IPAC network to introduce a parliamentary motion on Tibet, following the Alliance's unanimous decision at the IPAC Brussels Summit 2025 to pursue coordinated parliamentary action on the Tibetan issue. Marking the anniversary of the uprising, Australian Member of Parliament David Smith spoke about Tibet both inside the parliamentary chamber and at the rally outside the Parliament House, remembering those who stood for the freedom in 1959 and those who continue to struggle for basic human rights today. Canadian Member of Parliament Karim Bardisi also raised concern in the House of Commons of Canada about the situation in Tibet, highlighting the colonial-style residential schools in Tibet. He also congratulated 𝒉𝒃 Tsering on his decisive re-election as the 𝒉𝒃 of the Central Tibetan Administration. Representative Tsering Yangkey delivered the Time for Reflection address at the Scottish Parliament last week, just before the parliamentary session began. In her remarks, she highlighted the importance of the compassion in today's world and encouraged leaders to balance material development with spiritual and ethical values.
Compassion, along with ethics and discipline, are not weaknesses. They are our greatest strength. Compassion, combined with these qualities, gives us courage to overcome fear.
She emphasized that compassion, empathy, and mutual understanding are essential to building a more peaceful and sustainable future for humanity. Following the session, she met with presiding officer, a deputy presiding officer, and several members of the Scottish Parliament. Time for Reflection is the first item of the business in the parliamentary week, offering members a brief moment of reflection before formal proceedings begin. Later that evening, Representative Yangkey also addressed the final meeting of the cross-party parliamentary group for Tibet. Separately, the Office of Tibet London hosted 10 undergraduate and postgraduate students from the University of Westminster for an interactive session. The Office of Tibet Brussels organized the 3rd Belgium Young Minds Meet, bringing together 19 young Tibetans to provide a platform for youth to connect, share ideas, and discuss future advocacy efforts for the Tibetan cause. The program also featured a screening of the documentary A Liberation That Never Was, 70 Years of Occupation and Repression in Tibet, produced by Tibettv, which depicts China's invasion of Tibet and the hardships faced by Tibetans since then, offering participants deeper insight into the realities inside Tibet. Meanwhile, in Paris, young Tibetans from Voluntary Tibet Advocacy Group and Students for a Free Tibet gathered to exchange ideas and discuss future initiatives related to the Tibetan cause. Under the guidance of the Central Tibetan Administration, Tibetans around the world continue to celebrate the Year of Compassion in honor of the 90th birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In Dharamshala, the Tibetan Parliament in Exile organized an exhibition titled Democracy, a Gift of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Tibetan People on 5th March 2026 at Government College, Dharamshala. The exhibition highlighted the life achievements of His Holiness and the evolution of Tibetan democracy, attracting more than 200 students and faculty members. Meanwhile, in London, the UK House of Commons hosted a reception celebrating Losar last week. The event was hosted by Chris Lowe, chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Tibet, and attended by Tibet supporters and members of the Tibetan community. That's all for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you for tuning in.